The sky, a vast canvas of blue and white, has become a source of deep suspicion for some. They watch as airplanes etch long, white lines across the atmosphere, and they see not condensation, but a sinister plot. This is the core of the chemtrail conspiracy theory, the belief that we are being systematically poisoned from above. Proponents argue these are not normal contrails, which are simply ice crystals formed from engine exhaust at high altitudes. Instead, they believe the trails are filled with a toxic cocktail of chemical or biological agents. The term chemtrail itself was born in the mid-1990s, gaining traction on early internet forums and radio shows. A key document often cited is a 1996 research paper from the U.S. Air Force titled "Weather as a Force Multiplier: Owning the Weather in 2025." Though a theoretical strategic paper, believers saw it as a blueprint for active weather modification programs. The theory alleges that these aerial sprayings are part of a secret government program, hidden from the public. Supposed goals of this clandestine operation vary widely among different groups of believers. Some claim it is for solar radiation management, a form of geoengineering to combat global warming. Others suggest it is for weather control, manipulating climate for military or agricultural advantage. A more sinister belief is that it is a form of population control, designed to sterilize or sicken the general populace. Some even link it to psychological manipulation, using chemicals to make people more docile and compliant. The list of alleged chemicals includes barium salts, aluminum oxide, strontium, and even polymer fibers. Believers point to the persistence of these trails as key evidence. They argue that normal contrails dissipate quickly, within minutes. Chemtrails, they say, linger for hours, spreading out to form a milky, overcast haze. The appearance of grid patterns or X-shapes in the sky is also cited as proof of a systematic, deliberate operation. Eyewitnesses often report seeing unmarked, all-white planes or military tankers flying in unusual patterns. They claim these flights do not correspond to standard commercial flight paths. Some individuals collect soil and water samples after heavy spraying days, claiming they find elevated levels of toxic metals. These home testing kits, however, are often criticized for their lack of scientific rigor and accuracy. Another piece of evidence is the appearance of strange illnesses or symptoms in a community after planes are seen. Reports of respiratory problems, headaches, and chronic fatigue are often linked to the alleged spraying. The scientific community, however, has overwhelmingly rejected the chemtrail conspiracy theory. Atmospheric scientists explain that the persistence of contrails depends entirely on environmental conditions at high altitudes. Contrails are, by definition, persistent when the surrounding air is cold and humid. In high humidity conditions, the ice crystals from the engine exhaust don't sublimate, turn to vapor, quickly. Instead, they act as seeds, causing surrounding water vapor to freeze and attach, thus growing the contrail. This process can cause a thin contrail to spread into a sheet of cirrus cloud that can last for hours. The grid-like patterns are easily explained by the established air traffic corridors that planes are required to follow. Major airports create busy, overlapping routes for incoming and outgoing flights. The existence of unmarked planes is also not unusual. Many cargo, private, or government planes lack commercial livery. Furthermore, the logistics of a global spraying program would be astronomically complex and expensive. It would require the silent complicity of thousands of pilots, mechanics, scientists, and air traffic controllers. Keeping such a vast operation secret in the age of the internet and whistleblowers would be virtually impossible. The alleged chemical samples often show levels of aluminum and barium consistent with naturally occurring background levels in soil. Aluminum is the most abundant metal in the Earth's crust, making its presence in soil and dust unsurprising. Government agencies like the EPA and NASA have repeatedly issued statements debunking the theory. They confirm that the trails are simply persistent condensation trails, or contrails. Despite the scientific consensus, the theory continues to thrive. It taps into a deep-seated distrust of government and authority. For many, it provides a simple explanation for complex and frightening problems, like pollution or chronic illness. The visual nature of the evidence, the trails in the sky, makes it feel immediate and compelling. Online echo chambers reinforce these beliefs, creating communities where dissent is dismissed as disinformation. Algorithms on social media can inadvertently funnel curious users toward more and more extreme content. The psychological appeal of being in the know can be very powerful. It creates a sense of belonging to a special group that has uncovered a hidden truth. The danger lies in how this theory can erode public trust in science and institutions. It can lead people to reject genuine scientific advice on public health and environmental issues. The conversation about geoengineering, a real field of study, is often complicated by the chemtrail narrative. Scientists are indeed studying methods of solar radiation management to potentially offset climate change. These proposals, like stratospheric aerosol injection, bear a superficial resemblance to the chemtrail theory. However, these are still in the research phase, are publicly debated, and are not secretly being deployed. The confusion between the conspiracy and real science can hinder important public discourse on the ethics of geoengineering. Ultimately, the sky remains a battleground of interpretation, where science sees humidity, temperature, and air pressure. Some see a deliberate and malevolent act. The lines in the sky are the same, but the stories told about them are worlds apart. The theory's persistence highlights a modern struggle with information and trust. It reflects a world where objective reality can feel less certain than the narratives we choose. The debate over contrails versus chemtrails is not just about atmospheric science. It is about who we trust to tell us the truth about the world we live in. It's a question of faith in institutions versus faith in intuition. The theory often gains momentum after natural disasters or unusual weather events. People search for agency and blame in the face of chaotic, uncontrollable forces. The internet provided the perfect ecosystem for this idea to evolve and spread. Memes, videos, and personal testimonials can be more persuasive than dry, scientific papers. The visual vocabulary of the theory is potent and easily shared. Celebrity endorsements, however infrequent, can give the theory a significant boost in visibility. This creates a cycle of validation and renewed interest among followers. The feeling of being deceived can be a powerful motivator for activism. Online groups organize to document and photograph sky phenomena in their local areas. This collaborative research strengthens the bonds within the community. They create their own sets of data and their own experts. This parallel system of knowledge operates independently of mainstream science. The emotional weight of believing your family is being harmed is immense. This emotional investment can make it very difficult to accept contrary evidence. Confirmation bias leads individuals to seek out information that supports their existing beliefs. They may dismiss scientific explanations as part of the cover-up. Every official denial is twisted into further proof of the conspiracy's depth. The narrative is self-sealing. All evidence against it becomes evidence for it. Pilots have often spoken out to explain the nature of contrails from their professional perspective. They describe flying through humid air masses where persistent contrails are expected and routine. Mechanics confirm that there are no secret tanks or spraying apparatus on commercial aircraft. The systems for de-icing or wastewater are sometimes mistaken for spray nozzles by untrained observers. Yet, for the believer, these explanations come from people who are part of the system. Therefore, their testimony is considered unreliable or coerced. The theory has shown remarkable longevity, adapting over the decades. New technologies, like 5G networks, are often woven into the existing narrative. The core fear of hidden, powerful forces remains constant. It's a modern folklore, shaped by technology and anxiety. Understanding the chemtrail phenomenon is less about looking at the sky. It's more about understanding the human mind and our relationship with uncertainty. The theory persists because it offers a sense of order in a chaotic world. It suggests that events are not random, but controlled, even if by a malevolent force. This illusion of control can be more comforting than the randomness of nature. Narrative also provides a clear target for anger and frustration. It's easier to fight a secret cabal than it is to fight climate change or systemic pollution. The visual evidence is constantly renewing itself with every flight that crosses the sky. Each new trail is a new data point for the believer. Theory has become a significant part of the broader anti-science movement. It shares ideological space with anti-vaccine movements and flat earth theories. They all stem from a similar root of rejecting expert consensus. This creates a challenging environment for science communicators and educators. How do you present facts to an audience that has already rejected the premise of your authority? Empathy and understanding the underlying fears are often more effective than simple debunking. Addressing the core anxieties about health, environment, and power is crucial. The chemtrail story is a cautionary tale for the digital age. It shows how easily misinformation can take root and spread in a connected world. It demonstrates the profound human need for narrative and explanation. Even a frightening story can be preferable to no story at all. The sky continues to be a canvas for our dreams and for our fears. The contrails will continue to form and fade, subject to the laws of physics. But how we interpret them will depend on the lens through which we view the world. Theory's influence extends into the political realm, with some candidates courting believers. This can mainstream the ideas and give them a veneer of legitimacy. The economic impact includes a market for chemtrail detox products and services. These untested remedies prey on the fears of those who believe they are being poisoned. The search for community is a powerful driver for belief. Feeling isolated in one's fears can make joining a group of like-minded individuals very appealing. The narrative provides a sense of empowerment through knowledge. This feeling can be addictive, leading to deeper immersion in the conspiracy. The theory often intersects with other beliefs about secret societies and global elites. It becomes part of a larger worldview where nothing is as it seems. The line between healthy skepticism and corrosive cynicism is blurred. Healthy skepticism demands evidence. This theory often demands the rejection of it. The persistence of the theory is a testament to the power of storytelling. Humans are wired to respond to narratives, especially those involving heroes and villains. In this story, the believers are the heroes fighting a hidden evil. This self-perception is a powerful component of the theory's appeal. The debate will likely continue as long as planes fly and people question authority. It serves as a constant reminder of the fragility of shared reality. The sky, for now, reflects not only our technology, but our deepest anxieties. The simple act of looking up has become a political and philosophical statement for some. This theory challenges the very definition of evidence in the digital age. When personal observation clashes with scientific data, Many will trust their own eyes. The chemtrail narrative provides a framework to validate that personal observation over expert opinion. It is a symptom of a wider societal disconnect. Bridging that disconnect requires more than just facts. It requires building trust. The future of public discourse depends on our ability to navigate these complex belief systems. The sky will remain a silent witness to our ongoing search for truth.